I'm Niko Tamurian alongside Matt Hauswirth talking Orange football tonight. And Matt, one of the things I've really noticed, obviously, is, it's halfway through the season, 6 games in, 3-3. A lot of fans upset by that. I'll be honest with you, I said 8-4, maybe 7-5 before the season. And that was with a 3-3 start. I think they make their move down the stretch. We'll see if that's true or not. But really, it's clear there are things Syracuse football has to work on. And what's the biggest one in your eyes?
The biggest one has got to be getting Tommy DeVito some time to throw the football. I mean, I know a lot of people want to look at the quarterback and be like, hey, it's all on him. He's got a ton of weapons. He's got good receivers, good running backs, good tight ends. He should be able to get the ball out to everybody. But when you have, that internal clock is ticking really quickly to get the ball out, and you're going up against some good defensive lines. They've already seen Clemson. They've already seen NC State, a Pitt defensive line that's very good. We'll get to that in just a moment. You got to get the football out quickly, and when your offensive line is breaking down as quickly as Syracuse's has been, that's a recipe for disaster. So that offensive line's got to tighten up a little bit. I know they've dealt with some injuries there, but they got to figure things out.
Yeah, no question about it. And you talk about Pittsburgh, Syracuse playing the Panthers more than any other team in college football. That's despite long, older rivalries with Colgate, Penn State. Pittsburgh, 75th meeting coming up this weekend. Now, for me, it's what Pittsburgh team shows up. The team that rallied behind to beat then number 15 Central Florida. That was impressive. Yeah. Or the team, even with Kenny Pickett out, that had to struggle and scratch and claw and get a fourth quarter touchdown to beat Delaware 17-14. Also a reminder, they beat Duke over the weekend 33-30, but they gave up a 23-point lead.
Right.
So this is a Jekyll and Hyde team. Still very good. You were there last year when Dino Baber said Pitt is the Orange's rival.
Yeah.
And I think it's a matter of which Pittsburgh team shows up. Can Syracuse catch them in the right spot Friday night in the Dome? I'm keen on picking the Orange in this game, but it's going to be a tight one.
Yeah, I honestly do like Syracuse in this game. Pittsburgh, has had Syracuse's number in recent years, and let's be honest, Pat Narduzzi's done a really good job at bringing in the best players in Western Pennsylvania and keeping them in Pittsburgh. Remember, I worked in West Virginia for a while. I know, West Virginia recruits that Western Pennsylvania area with the best of them, and there are some dynamite players that come out of that area, and Pittsburgh's done a good job of keeping those guys home. Paris Ford is one player to watch. He's a safety. A 4- or 5-star recruit. Alabama was after him. The kid's great. The defensive line is very good. As you were saying, though, when you look at this team on paper, yeah, they're very good, but they've been up and down. I know they lost to Penn State, who's a very good football team in their own right, by only a single touchdown. I think this game's going to come down to who wants it more, which defense shows up, and I think if Tommy DeVito can find some time to complete some passes, it could be Syracuse's game.
Yeah, you mentioned Pitt having the Orange's number. Syracuse only winning 3 times against Pitt, and they played every year since 2002. 04, 2012, and 2017, all matchups at the Dome. And we have, of course, our 3 keys to this game, sports page at cnycentral.com. We mentioned the offensive line being one thing here, but also, you hit the nail on the head of which team wants it more. It's a lot about this rivalry.
Yeah, it is. And Dino was saying during his press conference on Monday that, hey, he views Pittsburgh as Syracuse's rival. They came into the ACC at the same time. These two teams, of course, had a long-standing rivalry in the Big East. I believe the 75th time these two teams will play this Friday. So that just goes to show these two teams have battled it out on the gridiron for a long time. The first meeting ever was in 1916. So that right there just goes to show. But, when you look at this game on paper, Syracuse is a team that should figure things out. This is the point in the season where Dino was saying between games 4 and 6, you start to figure things out. If he's correct, this is when they'll figure it out.
Yeah, no question about that. 7 o'clock kickoff Friday at the Dome on ESPN. The Panthers favored by 2.5 points. Like we both said, I like the Orange to take this game. Previews throughout the week on NBC3, CBS 5, and CNYCentral.com. Until then, we'll see what happens on Friday night.